These loading screens are too fast. I'm not even ready. I've been caught off guard yet again. Wait, who's playing who? What are these champions? I haven't seen. Okay, Wukong top, Renekton top. Elise, Graves jungle, Katarina mid against Syndra. What? Up on top? Did they hear Renekton? Google. What the heck? I didn't say up on top. I didn't say hey Google either. I don't know why Google Assistant just activated. Jhin Nautilus against Ezreal Leona. We can see here Renekton hasn't bought anything yet. Because he is in fact not in the game. So this blue team invade is going to be very hairy. Oh, Renekton's here. So they have to be careful. Play the shark theme. Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, someone's gonna check this. Oh no, someone's about to have a real bad day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, from behind! Leona broke off from the pack, and now she's running her own way. Flash gets her out safely. Ooh, I feel like the invade could have yielded at least one kill if they just sat in there and waited. I mean, what's the harm of just waiting a little bit extra time? You can catch 3 people as they're rotating back to do the camp. They got a prime position of invading with no one knowing. They should have just stayed. They do get a ward onto the blue buff, so they see everything. And Wukong now slowly waddling his way top. I said it before and I'll say it again. Wukong got hyper buffed in 10.6. He's really good now. So good that he had to be hotfix nerfed. Although in solo queue, or at least in solo dual queue ranked, I've yet to be seriously impressed by a Wukong yet. It seems like a lot of Wukong players nowadays still play as if they're an assassin, going off making solo plays, ignoring the fact that they're decent bruiser now with some supreme teamfight presence. No, they're still going off it for one-for-ones, like looking for solo kills. That's not how he plays nowadays. And so far, a lot of Wukong players just haven't really adapted that new playstyle. Ezreal is taking so much damage early. 4th shot goes on the Leona, and the bot lane for red team gets so chunked so early. And Katarina as well, taking quite a bit of pain here from the Syndra. It's electrocute versus electrocute and mid. It's kill or be killed. Monkey, you can see here, like, he loses that trade because, well, one, it was an ill-advised trade. You don't fight the Renekton like that. And 2, he decoyed and walked away and did nothing. Decoy doesn't even do damage anymore unless you do something. You can't just drop a decoy and walk away. Alright, he's gonna give a kill back to the Wukong. There's also gonna be a teleport here committed up here by the Wukong as well. But the jungler doesn't get anything off it. She even flashed for it, but got nothing. So good deny there by the Renekton. If he was dead for sure, deny the assist, and he did it. But Grace is going to chase the spider out of the jungle. Remember, the spider has no teleport. Oh no! Well, spider has no flash, but it doesn't even matter. Grace teed into the wall. But yeah, Wukong using his decoy like it was old decoy, and Katarina is so dead. Yep. So far, blue team off to a pretty good early start, I think. They do have to be careful here. Leona's trading blows against the Nautilus. Nautilus is quite low, but he'll shield himself up. Flash floor shot from the Jhin kills off the Ezreal here for a 2v2 kill with no external assistance. They win the 2v2 skirmish. Jhin does have pretty good laning presence. He's definitely flexing his laning muscles here. So far, blue team quite a bit ahead in the early laning phase. Renekton does get that solo kill onto the monkey. But man, like, you don't drop a decoy and walk away. Decoy doesn't even explode for damage anymore. You have to start your combos with the decoy, and then drop all of your combo, like use your Nimbus Strike, use your Crushing Blow. That's when your clone outputs damage. But you can see the Wukong dropped his clone, walked away, let it time out, and did nothing and just dies with the Renekton. Bot lane does overstay here for the blue team, so they give away 2 kills in return, so that's just disastrous. And Graves up top, finding some action here with the monkey. The monkey will commit some damage onto him. Graves takes some life away from fleet footwork and walks away. Oh, that's actually a proper use of decoy, but it's not good enough. This will be a solo kill, and this is a solo kill for the Renekton. Graves doesn't actually get an assist for quote-unquote helping out there. And red team rips away 1 plate. So that early lead there for the Jhin kind of just threw it right back by overstaying like that. And now Ezreal essentially back in the lane. Pretty even on CS. And picked up a nice healthy chunk of change for himself. The Necton too is going to grab a plate away. So now suddenly, red team has the laning advantages. The only lane that's still kind of bleeding out here is the mid lane. That's a 3-wave mini advantage here by the Syndra. And the kill on top of that to boot. Cat does have a pretty nasty time against the Syndra. It's really hard to engage on her. Dark Sphere provides so much zone, but 1 Dark Sphere miss and a low mana bar might be the ticket she needs. She's gonna buy herself some room. Meanwhile, Elise takes away the Drake. Grace is just gonna come into the pit a little bit too late. Cocoon will not find anyone. Death Lotus comes in from the Katarina. Repel will not save the spider here. Katarina finishes off that kill. She gets 1 for herself as well, getting on the scoreboard. Not bad. The next Wukong's gonna try to start a dive with Cyclone, but oh my god! What did I just see? This guy's a monkey. This guy's an actual monkey. He's cosplaying. He's dashed in, Cyclone under tower with his clone, so it deals half damage. And just tanks 4 tower shots. This Jhin is pretty dead too. Collateral damage from the Graves finishes it off. Okay, I don't try to script my casts, but I do prepare and rehearse like snappy one-liners. Be like, oh, look at this guy playing like a Bonobo. And I reserve them for the derpiest of plays. But when you actually bear witness to these plays, you just can't process it in your mind. Like all those kooky one-liners are prepared. I can't even say any of them. I'm just sitting here in awe of what I've just witnessed. It's truly like a transcendental experience. You spectate these games like, oh, maybe one day I'll find a really dumb play, and then just sit here and just laugh like a maniac. But I can't even laugh at that. It's just, what? I'm just confused. And now Nautilus is gonna suicide essentially into the Leona's full CC. Jhin quick to follow as well. Oh, that's not really a good way for blue team to come back to the lane. They just got killed off. Respawn, ran back to lane, just died again. So, you know, excellent use of time, frankly. Now Wukong's in quite a bit of trouble again. He's being forced out of that lane. He's quite behind in items as well. Renekton's almost done his cleaver. And Monkey's not even done the component. In fact, I think that's going for... So, I'm assuming the class armor is for Tabai. And the double longsword is for Warhammer. So he's going... What the hell is he building first? The Katarina gets solo killed again, but you know, nothing new. I'm so confused. What's this Wukong first iteming? A Tiamat? That can't be a Warhammer. There's no way that's a Warhammer. Like, I'll just laugh if this was a Warhammer, dude. he has to be going for an early Tiamat or something. Which, you know, it's probably one of the worst items you could possibly buy in this situation. You cannot wave clear against Renekton. You can't walk up against him. You need a tankier item, like go for your own cleaver maybe. Go for your own Kino Gem. Your own Phage. You need something here to get you out of this rut. Renekton here, he wanted to go for a plate, but he just takes a bunch of free damage in return. Now Katarina trying to get some shots back in, but so far she is decisively not winning this lane. Solar Flare lands onto the Nautilus. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's not going to get out. Ezreal kills him off. Graves dumps a ton of damage onto the Jhin, chunking him to below half. And now the siege from red team bot lane can't begin proper. There's no demolish, but they're still going to take a chunk out of the turret. Graves sweeping away a ward, shutting out the vision. At least it's still in the wings. But this Jhin right now, not strong enough. He first had the BFs were very early off the back of a really good 2v2 solo kill. Well, 2v2 dual kill, I guess. And then for the next 6 minutes now, he sat on a Kerchai shard. This man's income has just fallen off a cliff. It's kind of tragic to see, really. This monkey hasn't backed yet. How much gold is he sitting on? I feel like he's rich now. Yeah, he's so rich now. 1700. Go back and buy something, dude. Like you need the items. Curtain God's gonna come down, but red team takes the Drake away. Ezreal grabs his 5th consecutive kill. 5-1 and 2 now. Now Syndra's getting chased down. Zenith's Blade will not hit. And the dunk from the orb with the unleashed power. She does kill off the Leona. But that's a very low Leona as she comes to her off for it, so she will just die to the graves. Now the Wukong's being dove under the tower. Cyclone 1 will ward off the Renekton. Renekton just pops us onto the floaty. Dandruff comes in. What's he doing? He just walks into him. What kind of sane person will walk into a crocodile and ask him to eat you? I guess only monkeys would do that. Now angry man with a shotgun here to put down Harambe. He's gonna walk away though. He'll be just fine. It's gonna be a reset here for the Wukong. Oh god, I'm so curious what he buys. I'm gonna watch his gold. I'm gonna see how much he spends. 1900 so far for him. Well, let's just say 2000. He spent it all in one go. Okay, what item did he buy? Take your guesses right now. Take your guesses right now. I'm gonna reveal it in this 3, 2, 1. Maybe after this fight, Graves dies to the Wukong. Elise repels up, but she drops out immediately. That might be way too soon for the Renekton. Call the weak will finish it off. Will he get it in time? No, he will not. The cocoon is here. The true Shopper Raj will also whiff. Wukong picks up 2 kills, and now he's rich again. But quick. I'm taking your final guesses. What item did he buy? It is going to be a Blade of the Ruined King. Of course. Of course. You know, just because Nemesis did it doesn't mean you can pull it off as well. You're not fat enough to run the Bork. Then again, he did just get 2 kills, so what do I know? Depth charge is coming down for the Nautilus. The knockup is onto the Katarina. The roots from the Jhin will follow up. And now the CC train goes down. But Katarina jumps back in, prowling onto the Jhin. She's going to walk away. The Ignite's taking on her. One more Dredge Line might hook her. That Riptide, not enough. She won't find the target. Curtain Call comes down. Bullet 1 will miss. Bullet 2 will miss. Jhin can't see for crap. And now the Katarina flashes back in. The Shampoo claims the kill. 2 people dead here for blue team on the bot lane. 7-14 now is the team kills. And now the Wukong still trying to fight out the Renekton. He has a dinky sword, and that's still a giant crocodile with ninja shoes. He can't punch through his armor. He can't punch through anything. Not without the auto damage reduction here from the Tabai. The Renekton's just so far ahead of him. Those 2 kills be damned. He hasn't shopped with that money yet. And now the Wukong's in so much damage. He's just taking so much to the face. Graves is being run down by the Syndra. He has to flash away from the sphere. First turret here for the red team. Katarina helps take that down on bot lane.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Renekton solo kills the top lane T1. 40 CS, well, let's say 30 actually. 30 CS ahead of the Wukong. And he's richer, and he has better items. Wukong did go back for Blade of the Rune King, so he finished that. And his next item is gonna be Death's Dance. That's Aegis components right there. He's going for Death's Dance. Now Katarina, she's gonna try for some damage onto the Syndra, but the Dagger Fling will miss. True Shot Barrage not finding it either, so Syndra still gets roam free. All that CS lead that Renekton's built up, Syndra is just taking it back on the mid lane. Now she's going ham onto for this kill. There's no Syndra E, she can't get pushed out. She's on a fraction of her health. Cyclone does come in for the Graves, is taking him down. They do kill off the Katarina and the Graves. 2-0, turn around here by the blue team. Cyclone 2 will also find the Renekton, but Renekton is angry. A giant crocodile comes in. The Depth Charge will find him and knock him up. And now there's two very low people in the back that Renekton cannot access with the Nautilus in his face. Nautilus will drive him off, and here comes the Spider. One Cocoon will do it. He does get stunned up. The paralyzing bite comes down. Nautilus claims the kill. It's 3-0 on mid lane for a blue team. Beautiful turnaround here. And now they're back in the game. Ezreal walks up a little bit too close. He does buffer the Arcane Shift, gets away from the dredge line, using his Rio Flash as well to close additional distance. The Jhin Deadly Flourish will not find him. Now Leona and Ezreal, the two survivors. Everybody else is just now regrouping. Are they still positioned near the Dragon Pit? Leona walks in face first into the Nautilus, taking so much damage. The Eclipse will buy her a little bit of time, but nowhere near enough. Arcane Shift once again over the same wall. Curtain Call gets deployed. Bullet 1 will hit. Bullet 2 will whiff. Bullet 3 will whiff. Bullet 4, he will not be able to fire it. Ezreal walks away with his life, but the Graves will not be so lucky. Here comes the rest of the team. Wukong blast comes himself back. The root is onto the Katarina. Red team gets routed for a second time, dropping 2 additional kills for only 1 in return. And Drake goes the way of blue team. Ezreal, he's sitting on a friendly ward. He's going for the burst onto the Jhin. He won't find the godlike. Is this Ezreal? But he has to be careful. Unleash Power is up for the Syndra. He shows his face a little bit too much. Nope. Syndra commits all of her damage onto the Renekton, and here comes the Elise. Spider Bite might finish it. She turns her attention onto the Ezreal. Electrocute damage comes down. The Solar Flare gets flashed away by the Elise. Elise grabs a shutdown, and now Renekton trying to dive on the Syndra. But does he have the damage here? Katarina comes in to help. Renekton finds that kill, and now Elise being set on fire has to try to run away. Red team claims a few counter kills, but critically they dropped the 1,000 gold streak on the Ezreal to the Elise. Probably the next to the Nautilus, the best person you want claiming that kill if you were gonna give it away. And we have the siege once again coming in for the blue team. Leona wants some blood though. Xana's Blade goes in. Nautilus gets rooted up. He will flash away, but it's not going to be enough. Dreadlight misses the wall, so he doesn't actually get the hook away. The stun once again. They kill off the Nautilus. He got a little bit too greedy. He wanted to hook really far, but he just ended up missing the wall entirely. And that's going to be a free kill given over to the red team. Very unfortunate for the Nautilus. Could have been played much better. There's going to be an exceptionally late Herald, and Wukong is sitting outside the pit. He's thirsty, man. He wants this. Jhin might be in a little bit of trouble here by the cat. Cat will dash back to the dagger twice, but will not find any damage onto him. They're still going on the Herald. There's still 30 seconds until the Herald despawns. If it's in combat, Herald despawns at 55 seconds. Curtain Call gets laid down. Herald's still in combat, but if they pull off, he will despawn here. The eye is still exposed. Who will be the one to hit it? There's going to be a all fight. Blue team steals it. Elise is so close to the eye. She will grab the eye. They kill off the, they do kill off the Leona, but the rest of blue team will die. However, the damage is done. They claim the Herald. It doesn't even go to red team. Ezreal picks up a few extra kills for himself. Call has been finished. Whew. But not with the Herald. That's such a major prize lost. Nautilus trying in vain to defend the tower solo. Graves gets in front of the dredge line. He actually blocks the anchor from getting the Nautilus away. So that's gonna be 1 kill. Nautilus finds his 7th death this game. Not his best game for sure. And Renekton gets some sweet alone time with the top tower. He might actually be able to kill it off this push. That would be a huge boon here for the red team. They've lost Herald, so they need to grab as much map control as possible to make it impossible for blue team to drop this Herald in a productive way. So far doing a pretty good job of it, finding some minor skirmish victories all around the map. They're sitting a pretty healthy gold lead too. They definitely have the tools to win. Just need to execute. Renekton was recalling, but he changed his mind. He's fighting the monkey now. The stun goes onto the decoy. Oh, he has to be careful now. Blade of the Rune King sucks his movement speed away. Dandruff gets smite with Cyclone. Cyclone 1 will barely find it. Cyclone 2 will not connect until the Jhin comes in to help. The Elise is still far behind. Paralyzing Bite will finish her. She does get it. But now the rest of the red team has rotated up. Jhin might be the first victim here. He'll have to Rio flash away. True Shot Barrage will not find it. And now Ezreal's in trouble. He flashes away. Wukong will be the next victim. And now Nautilus dies as well. Elise is on the side. She will not find the bite. The third death here from the blue team. Jhin is still alive, but he doesn't do any damage with those bullets. He's 1-6-6. This bot lane is a combined 3-14. That's just abysmal. Katarina gets lobbed with a bunch of balls in her face and dies. 3 for 3 overall. 3 for 2 overall. Never mind, Graves didn't even die. This is in favor of red team, despite the fight starting with Renekton just dying. Ezreal aggressively brings forward. Syndra does flash away. He's tanking so much damage that Jhin finds the Ezreal kill. So Ezreal will take Syndra down with him. That's overall not worth it for him. He drops a shutdown streak to blue team, to the Jhin no less. But that's also going to secure them Dragon. So now they're going to be tied 2 for 2 in Dragon count. Pretty even in terms of objectives, especially blue team is still sitting on a Herald Eye. But in terms of gold lead and teamfight power, red team is definitely outstripping their opponents here. Elise, she's posturing very far forward. She's gonna drop this Herald. She's gonna charge in and finish that tower off. Unless red team has anything to say about it, they won't stop this charge though. Death charge gets committed, but it finds nothing valuable. Nautilus is once again in trouble. I've seen this moment before, but Katarina will not allow the dredge line. She's coming in to clean house, resets left and right. Elise tries to parry backwards, but she will instead die. Unleash power goes on the Graves. There's so much damage, killing him off in one combo. But the Ezreal has joined the fight. Solar Flare snipes away the Jhin. And now Syndra, the only core left. Monkey still posturing around the side. He has a Cyclone. He hasn't joined the fight. He's actually just been split pushing bot all this time. They do send one person back to deal with that split push. And you have the classic question mark ping on the one guy who didn't join the fight, because clearly that was entirely his fault why we lost. Blue team loses their inner turret at mid lane. For the record, blue team cannot win the team fight, so Wukong split pushing is the right call. But getting reset on by Katarina, I don't know. In that case, I think the person to blame in that fight, if you were going to blame anyone, would be the Nautilus for using death charge as aggressively as he did when his team is actually committing to a split push. Cyclone is gonna come down, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, Wukong can't play like that anymore, and there's a flurry of missing pings on his dead body. I'll ping him too, but for a different reason. I think his teammates are tilted at him, but I still see so many Wukong players play as if they're old Wukong. Your Cyclone does percent max health damage now instead of a flat damage. So it doesn't scale that well with lethality anymore. It scales very poorly in damage in general, and it's definitely not the good old hit R, they die combo. And you can activate it twice. It's a team fighting tool now. and it's a decent damaging tool over time. But you still see Wukong players going for these solo plays, trying to catch out the squishy with their whole combo burst. You can't do that. Like, it will not work out well for you. You're not an assassin anymore. A Katarina gonna get cocooned up on the side. Deadly Purge finds the graves. They clear away the vision, but here comes the rest of blue team. Wukong leading the charge, but now he's being pincered by 3. Katarina gets found on the side and instantly killed off. Wukong's still going. He doesn't have Cyclone up. He probably won't have it up by the time he dies. He's running face first into an Ezreal. Has to be very careful here. Dredgeline does connect onto the Leona. So far, this is good for blue team. Depth charge goes down on the Graves, but True Shot Barrage sends it through 3. Solar Flare catches out the Nautilus as well. Leona dives back in with Zenith's Blade. And here comes the big angry crocodile. He wishes he has Mark and Dash from ARAM, but he doesn't. Syndra is the first victim here. Cyclone 1 finally gets committed. Wukong gets it back up. And the Elise comes in to join the fight from the side. But 2 people on blue team solo. He's gonna Cyclone yet again. Cyclone 2 finding no damage. He actually rolled his way in for a free kill as well. Elise is quick to follow. 4 for 0? 3 for 0? I lost count. I don't think Nautilus dies, so I'll just say it's 3 for 0. And red team gonna turn towards Baron now. So while they're hitting Baron, blue team's call here should just be to concede it and try to bolster your base defenses. But in most solo queue scenarios, you can kind of see the writing on the wall now, where it's pretty evident that blue team's not going to win this game. They have to drag this game out to so far into the late game to even have a chance. I mean, granted, in solo queue, yeah, sometimes you do get handed those chances, but not when you're losing teamfights left and right like this. Like, generally, you have some advantage you can cling on to, like maybe you outpick them, or you out teamfight them, or you out skirmish them, or anything, or you like peel better or whatever. But none of that really matters because they've been shown to just consistently lose teamfights, consistently lose on the split push, lose out in the 1v1s as well. None of them are just really far ahead enough to be a threat, and they don't have a visible win condition right now. Or at least even a comeback condition. So when that happens, the agency of winning this game is out of your hands. It's now up to the enemy team randomly throwing. Renekton, he might find a monkey in the brush. Cyclone 1 comes down to peel. Renekton does spot the real one, spinning away. Curtain Call comes down. Leona's tanking the bullets. Jhin still observing bullets, but the first shot lands on the Graves from the side. Red team takes the Drake, puts himself to soul point. Meanwhile, blue team goes for a partial reset. They are gonna 1-3-1 for a while, sending Renekton top and then 0 bot. And the rest of the 3-man crew are slowly shoving that wave in. They do gotta be careful here. They don't have their damage dealer with them. Renekton might got caught out here in the side. Syndra, the orb, does not find it, but at least he's here to cut off his retreat path. There's so many people top. They threw everybody at this Renekton. Can they even kill him? No, he just walks away. Oh my gosh, that is so much insult to injury. Salting the wound right there. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Unleash power goes on to Katarina. She'll be a quick victim of that team fight. Wukong actually claims that kill. And now the backline has to be careful. Graves gets killed off next. True Shot Barrage coming in from downtown to reinforce. Leona is the next victim. Ezreal blinks in for the 1v5. The rest of his team is basically dead. Renekton is the only survivor. He blinks in for the double kill. But they're being locked down. There's so much damage. Wukong claims that counter kill. He gets the shutdown. And now Renekton is the last victim. This is the throw from red team. That's such a stellar engage without their AD carry. And the entirety of red team drops dead in blue team's base. Blue team finds a miracle ace. But unfortunately, given the conditions of that team fight, and given how it actually played out and the location it played out in, they can't convert this to any immediate objectives. And it's not even really a sign of like they can win team fights, it's just a sign of, oh, we can win team fights when their AD carry isn't here for like the first half of it. I mean, how often will they find that case happen to them? Probably not often enough. But being aced is just more excuse for red team to go for full resets. Ezreal very close to full will, sitting on pinks for now. In fact, he's gotta be the richest person in this game, right? Yeah, pretty sure he is by a very long shot. Let's just see by how long exactly. I'm curious. Whew! That is a pretty substantial amount of gold on the Ezreal. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's full build. He could just sit on pinks for a while. He could convert it into like a Bloodthirster if he wants, but he does so much damage right now. Probably not enough to genuinely 1v5, but definitely enough to win any team fight that they put him in. The rest of the blue team here has to be kind of careful. If they got caught out here, it's over. They're fighting right, basically either outside or inside their base. Like immediately outside or inside of their base. If they lose a fight here, the game ends. So they have to play very carefully. Wukong, we haven't checked his items in a while. How's he doing? Alright, he's trolling with those items. Well, those are standard items on Wukong, so it's not fair to say he's trolling with them. But given the circumstances of how his lane went, you really should have adapted the build to be tankier. Now a 5-on-5 is rearing up to go in the bot lane. All 10 members arrive down here. Dredgeline not gonna find anything. Leona's gonna come in, stun up the Nautilus. Ezreal W locking the Jhin. Leona gets chunked out pretty badly, but now Ezreal blinks in. Dredgeline once again whiffs to the side. Leona has to be careful. She might consider a reset here. They might actually just call off the siege. The siege is a little bit too difficult against that wave clear. The Necton almost dies as well to the summon to the unleashed power from Syndra. So they're just gonna... Oh, never mind. They're still coming back in. They want this tower really badly. Clearing out the vision. Nautilus, he needs to be careful. Dredgeline away. He's gonna pull himself away to safety. But he spends so much of the fight just running away. He has to turn around and face reality at some point. You have to be very careful now. Death Brush maybe? Oh, Wukong might be the first to check. He's gonna clone and walk away. Leona's out of space, but it's the clone. And now she's in the middle of everybody. Dredgeline pulls her back in, but not without her killing off the Wukong first. The spider has been routed. She'll be forced back, and now the Nautilus hits her in a very awkward situation. One bullet will kill the Leona, but so many bodies tanking for her. There's no way a shot gets through here. Oh, but be very careful. Graves gets taken very low. The first shot actually lands on Katarina and kills her off. But the Syndra will be the next victim here. There's just so much damage coming out from the Ezreal. Jhin has to be very careful. Bullet 1, bullet 2. He does find the double kill, but not before being dropped immediately afterwards to a counter kill. 4 for 2 overall here in the team fight. And now they're just gonna push. Elise cannot threaten. She hasn't even backed yet, so she's coming from behind. But there's so many minions in front of her that she can't safely cocoon. She's gonna flash in. No, there's no flash in. But Ezreal tanks a few tower shots. There's gonna be the ace and there's gonna be the tower dead. They're gonna move on to the inhibitor here. Grabbing so many structures away from the blue team.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed. Blue team's response.
What is the call for them now? Reset, grab buffs, and go Baron, I guess, and then close out the game. I'll also grab the soul if you can afford it. No, they do have the soul now. Mountain soul goes to them. Never mind. Ignore me. They had the mountain soul. Now they just have to group up for Baron and end the game. One push is all it takes. Will they find anything good here? Ezreal's gonna grab the red. They're gonna try to melt down the Baron and just take it away with them. While the rest of blue team still farming away. They're all pretty weak and poor. They need some gold. Wukong does spot out this river shenanigan happening, but he can also confirm that they're not doing Baron right now. That's gonna give blue team enough time to regroup outside the pit. But regrouping outside is the easy part. Figuring out how to get in is the hard part. At least he's gonna spider out the Renekton. He does get rooted up by the Jhin and stunned by the Syndra Ball. A nice chain of CC there, but not enough to convert a kill. Nautilus is gonna come in, Dredgeline lands, Depth Charge, but here comes Katarina spinning in the backline. She does so much damage. Zhang's Hourglass negates the Syndra ultimate, and now Jhin will take her down. He's gonna do the first kill. Wukong will die in the front line as well. Renekton dives in the back, but he'll be killed off by the Syndra. There's just so much damage left on the red team and blue team. They have nothing left. 4-0. Syndra is the last survivor, but she will not be long for this world. They have given up on Baron, but now they're making a push down middle lane. 4 dead. They really can't defend this, and the Ezreal is going to come in and make it an ace. Decently clean ace, 5 for 2, but they're right outside the base. They're going to kill off this inhib, and they have a healthy minion wave. This is the GG push. They are going to end the game now. The red team finds the victory through a series of rather spectacular teamfights and mid-game plays. And for a good chunk of it, blue team just looks lost. Well played by the red team.